great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking, and I'm also known as Mr. Jimmy and Sir James and T.O. Jim, Jaime, Santiago, all those good things. How's everybody doing? How is your week going so far? Can you believe it's Wednesday already? Our friend Nurse Laura is not feeling well today. She's got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'll be here for the next 90 minutes or so, trying to answer as many of your immigration law-related questions as I can. I have a question. Do you guys get these random texts like I do? I get these random texts like, hey, it's been a long time since I saw you. Can you remind me where we met? Or I just got one just a minute ago that said, let's see, what did it say? Oh, it said something about, can you get your dog to stop leaving their junk on our yard? Of course, I don't even have a dog, right? Sometimes I like to reply back to these people, but I think it actually encourages more of these texts. So I think I have to stop doing that. So what do you guys think's actually going on? Like, has anybody like played those conversations out and seen where they lead? What is the ultimate goal of those people that are sending those email or texts? Is it that they think that they can trick you into, like, is that how old people get scammed and stuff? I just don't know what the end game is. Like, what is the goal overall, or what are they trying to achieve? I guess that's my question. Juli asked me to do the news today. I have been falling off on the news. I will get back to the news tomorrow. Sorry, Juli. I had started it, but then it all crashed. So tomorrow we'll be back with the news. We'll be doing a show tomorrow and Friday. Then next week's a little bit tricky. I'll probably do some shows over the weekend, and then it's to verify your identity, and then they want money. Okay, that makes sense. And then they'll scam you or catfish you. Now, let's talk about catfishing. Can somebody explain to me what catfishing is? Because I saw some lady said she was going to catfish her husband because he's been cheating on her on TikTok. So does catfish mean you act like you're somebody else? Is that what that means? So many things. Yeah, I know. Discard and report the text. Yeah, I know. And that's what I generally do. But sometimes I'm like, whoa, that's sort of weird. I knew you guys would all know the answers to this. All right. So let's talk about immigration. Let's talk about what's going on. The judge still hasn't ruled on our lawsuit. We argued that motion on February 13th. We still don't have a decision. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Hopefully she'll rule soon. I got a lot of things I want to do, but I really need a ruling from the judge. So, all right. Oh, a fake profile to hook folks dating. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So even though I didn't do the news, Juli did get enough people into the waiting room for me to talk to. So I think we're in good shape. Let's go to downtown Linda. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
I can indeed. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's up?
So, I have a boyfriend who has a pending asylum case, and he came to U.S. from the border in 2023. And within 4 months, he did apply asylum, and his court date is scheduled for 2027. But he had to go back home last month because of one of his family member had some health issues, and he had to go back. He didn't want to, but he just left. And I am a U.S. citizen, and I got my citizenship from my previous marriage, and that ended like 6 months ago. We were married for over 5 years, didn't work out. And so with my new boyfriend, I mean, we want a life together in the future, not right now, maybe like next year or in 2 years. If we get married, is it possible for him to come back to US? I mean, I am not sure how long this would take for him anyway, but plus his case was pending. We don't know what to do with his case as well. Like, do we need to do anything about it because he's already left the country?
So he has big problems. So number one, do you know
Okay.
that he? Do you know whether he tried to enter the United States more than one time, or did he get through on the very first entry?
Very first entry, he came in one time, yes.
What year was that?
It was 2023, like in November, I think.
And you said he applied for asylum 4 months later?
Yes, it's like 2024, around like the February maybe.
Okay. And then when he came across the border, did he get caught right away?
I think he did, but he didn't stay. I think it took him a week to get into US. That's what he told me.
Right. So the problem is that he swore under oath that it was too dangerous for him to go back home. Then he
Yeah,
voluntarily went back home.
yeah, he did.
So I think they might, if you file what they decide is a fraudulent asylum claim,
Mm-hmm.
a fake asylum claim, a meritless asylum claim, then that can keep you from getting any immigration benefit for the rest of your life. So I think right out of the box, there's a 75% chance that even if you got married, he's never coming to the United States because they're going to say he snuck into the United States and then he lied about needing asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lawyer file his asylum claim or did he do it on his own in court?
I think he did on his own. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably not very strong. What country is he from?
He's from Turkey.
And do you know just generally what the basis of his asylum claim was?
So probably he used his ethnicity, like I think that's what he said.
Yeah, so the problem is he's going to, I mean, he's demonstrated to the US government that he doesn't follow the immigration laws in the United States. They think he probably just came to apply for asylum to get a work card, that his case was weak, and now he's married you, and they're probably not going to. The problem is they're going to resolve whether or not his asylum case had merit at the embassy, and there's no way to challenge whatever determination they make at the embassy. So I think he's probably not coming back.
All right. Thank you so much. So we don't need to do anything with his pending case because he already left.
You should notify them that he left the country. Yeah, I would.
Okay, we would notify. All right.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye. Always an interesting call when you get people who are thinking about starting their life with someone who doesn't have a long-term way, a likely way of staying in the United States. Tough. Too bad he went back to Turkey. I mean, it was a tough case even if he didn't go back to Turkey, but now I think it's sort of a dead letter. All right, let's go to Trouble Coming. Hello.
Hello, James. Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay, sir. And I appreciate all that you've been doing. Before I came into this country, my wife spoke to you one time. And then since then, I've been following your show.
Great.
But I'm having some issue currently. I came in June 2022 on a K1 visa. And then in May 2023, I got my green card. And then in 2025 February, I filed for my removal of condition
Yep.
751.
Mm-hmm.
So that case is still pending right now as we speak. Of course, I got my 4 years extension. When they received my case on the green card.
Yep.
So now my situation is this: we going through some rough time, and as we're going through some rough time in the marriage, it looks like the marriage may be heading, for a downfall. And as at this morning, as I'm speaking to you, or this afternoon, I asked my wife. I said, "What are we gonna do about the deadline for filing? Because today is the deadline." So she told me, "File yours, and I will file mine."
Oh, deadline
So
for taxes.
yes, sir. So I said, okay, but that's already, I've already set a motion to apply for my citizenship while this pending 51 is going on.
So
So
is the N400 on file?
not yet. I've not submitted it.
Okay, so we're not going to submit that.
Okay.
If there's any problem with a marriage, you don't ever file under the 3-year rule. If there's any problem at all,
Okay.
so because you have to be married on the day you naturalize, so that's not going to work.
Okay.
Keep going.
All right. So my concern is this. Suppose this marriage fails or falls while I have a pending 751. What options do I have as it stands?
So, what country are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
And when you got your green card in May of 2023, did you have an interview, or did you get that without an interview?
Without an interview.
Okay. And it sounds like your wife is sort of checked out and is done. Is that right?
That's what it looks like because we're having some communication issue. And when I set my foot down on something, more of a personal domestic issue. So she has moved out of the house since on Monday. She hasn't been back to the house now. I don't know where she is. So that's where we are with that.
Okay, so what happens if USCIS comes and knocks on your door tomorrow and says, "Hey, you filed a joint 751. We want to look around and see where your wife's stuff is," and then they walk around and they see that she has moved out. Then what happens?
Okay, so when I say moved out, for clarity, she just picked a few stuff. The dogs are still here. Everything is still here. The major things that she owned, is still here. But she
Right.
just picked a couple of a few stuff. So even if they come in today, um, it's gonna be difficult for them to say she doesn't live here because basically everything is still here.
Okay. But
Mm,
I mean, the trajectory of this case is not good,
mm,
right?
right.
This case is headed, sounds like, towards a divorce. Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay. So, before you came on your K1, had you ever applied for a visa before to the United States?
Oh yeah. That was in 2017. I applied for a study visa.
A student visa?
Right.
Okay. And did you get it?
No.
Okay. And before you came to the United States, had you ever been married before?
Yeah, I was resident in South Africa, and I got married in South Africa in 2008, and then we were since divorced before I met my wife.
Okay. And when did you get divorced?
2013.
Okay. Um, I don't know if you've watched this show for very long, but they're very suspicious of men from Nigeria, right?
I know that have you heard a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, and they're going to be pissed that you got your green card with no interview from Biden, right? They're going to think, oh, this is exactly why we need to revisit every case that Biden's people approve, because they approve this guy for a green card without an interview. Okay. Now here's another question.
Okay.
Let's say that today or 6 months from now, USCIS comes and starts talking to your wife about the marriage and about you. What is she gonna shit on you? Is she gonna say good things? What is she gonna do?
Um, I would say it has to do with the mood, but for where we stand right now, generally, she might not say anything good about the marriage, like as we speak.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, so I was just gonna say, perhaps like I said, because she has so much that she's going on in her health. Anxiety is on top of it. And some of the things that I get that I got to deal with sometimes, our reaction is coming from anxiety. It comes from anxiety. And she's taking pills for that. I try to manage it here and there with her. But the thing is, like I said, it depends on the mood when they are talking to her, when they meet her. If things like sour a little bit, she's not looking back on the good time and be like, we had issue, which is normal domestic issue. She probably won't look back on that. She'll be like, oh, this guy, I just think perhaps we can be together. That's how I can summarize that.
Okay. So you're in a bit of a tricky spot because you have an application for removal of conditions on your green card that's been on file for about 14 months from
Right.
February of 2025. That's a form that you signed and she signed, right?
Right.
So they are going to, at some point, start looking at your case. And I believe that what needs to happen is you need to get divorced and then you need to file your own 751 without her.
Okay.
On this show, we call it an I-751 solo. It's a 751 with a waiver, right? So you're going to need to prove that this was a marriage that was real, that wasn't based on just you getting a green card. So how did you guys meet originally?
We met through a relative that was here, so she's a friend to that relative, and then that was how we got to meet.
And was she born in the United States?
Oh yeah, she's a U.S. citizen.
Born in the United States.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, she's the star witness. So I think if she dumps all over you, or if she sends a letter to USCIS, or if she says bad things about you, that will probably seal your fate. Now, here's a question. So I understand that she has anxiety, but why, if she has anxiety, how does that translate into her being frustrated with you?
Okay.
With the marriage?
Okay. So, case in point, she would say, let me give an example and say, she'll say, out of the random, let me see your phone. And I'll say, okay, here is my phone. She will look and look and look, and then there is nothing there. One time I pick her up from the hospital when she went for a sleep monitoring examination that she did. So as soon as she got in the car, she said, let me see your phone. I gave it to her while I was driving. And then after she's done looking, and then she said, so I'm like, why are you doing all of this? What's the insecurity? What's the what's going on? Yeah, I just need to check. I just need to check. Okay, I just need to quickly mention this before I go further. She's been married to someone before. And then the person, whoever she got married to then was an immigrant. And then the guy had dumped the marriage and the guy left. So I cannot remember vividly, whatever transpired. So I sometimes view it like whenever I'm operating with her, I'm operating with, it's like walking on an eggshell. It's like any little thing will make her be suspicious. And I'm like, you know everything about me. What else? What else do you is the problem? But I mean, I cannot manage her. I cannot manage how she feel. I can only try, as I'm trying. So, and again, it gets to a point whereby we've gone through some stuff in the marriage, whereby she has put me out before we move into her house. And then after I left, and then I spent some 3 days out, then she's calling me, oh, you need to come back and so on. I'm like, I don't want to fight, different times she has put her hands on me, you know, and I said, if this was to be reversed, would it, I mean, I would have been in jail by now for putting my hands on you, and I tried to call the cops when some of these things happen. My relative who were here heard about it and be like, no, don't do that. She's a federal employee. She's going to lose her benefit. She's going to get in this trouble, that trouble. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because in each of those occasions, she ended up calling my relative to talk to them about anything. But again, I'm not here to badmouth her. I'm just saying this to say there is so much that I've gone through this marriage that I'm still prepared to go through it to hold it down. But when it gets to this point that she just literally moved out, took a couple of few things, and I cannot say this is where you are, I feel like she's looking to see that, okay, maybe this guy, if he gets his citizenship, if he gets his whatever 10 years green card, he's gonna be gone, and so on. As such, she want to start acting funny in such a way that I cannot go further with certain things. Case in point, I asked her about the taxes today. It will put me in good standing as an immigrant if we do it jointly. So, and then she said, do your own and I do my own. And I said, okay.
So besides the fact that she has moved out now, that you're saying there was another time where she kicked you out for a while?
Oh yeah, that was in 2002. We were still in the apartment at the time.
2002, 22.
2022. Sorry.
Okay. And how long did she kick you out for?
I was out for like 3 days before I came back home.
Okay. And then, so you are not the first immigrant that she has sponsored to get a green card. Is that fair?
No, yeah, I would say yes.
And so that person that she got a green card for, do you know, is that person still in the United States?
I have no idea. I didn't inquire.
Um, okay. Um, I think you're in a really dangerous situation. I think that you can't really trust her. It sounds like she's traumatized from the first marriage because she thinks that person got their green card and left, and now
All
she
right.
thinks you're doing the same thing.
I
But
agree with you.
more importantly, besides that's what she thinks, that's what USCIS is going to think.
All right.
So, have you and she, my friend Laura, who's a nurse, suggested therapy? Have you guys gone to any kind of therapy or anything?
Um, Therapy wise, I didn't go for one. I only, you know, talk to people, at workplace and couple of few friends. So that's how I've been managing a lot of this stuff. And Jim, to be honest with you, for so much that I've gone through in this marriage, I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book because I'm just stripping that thing as a side thing because there are so many of us who, as men, who go through these things and we can't even get to speak out or we have not been heard.
Well, we can talk about that because that's something we talk about on the show because in fact, we call this scenario the playbook. I swear to God, I'm not lying to you.
Mm,
At least once a week, a man from Nigeria calls and tells me basically the exact same story that you're telling me now, literally once a week. So
mm,
you can go ahead and write a book, but USCIS already thinks there's a book that tells Nigerian men how to get a green card from the United States by marrying someone, seeing if the marriage goes okay. If it doesn't, then claim violence against them and file a VAWA claim. So USCIS
mm.
USCIS is going to be extremely suspicious of your case, whether you
Gotcha.
speak with your spouse or by yourself. But this is a tough, tough case.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thanks for the call.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
Bye, buddy. All right. Seems like a very nice fellow. Let's go to Blessed 47. Hello.
Hi, Jim. Good afternoon or good morning to you.
And I hope that when you say Blessed 47, you're not talking about Donald Trump, President 47, are you?
No, sir, I'm not at all.
Awesome.
I'm 47 years old.
Oh,
So,
there you go. Perfect. So next year you'll be Blessed 48.
yep, absolutely.
Perfect. How can I help you?
So, it's my first time here. So, do bear with me. I've only recently come across your channel on YouTube.
Awesome.
So, I came to the US in September 2023 on an E2 visa. And I applied for an adjustment of status after I married my husband in December of 2024. We got married. We applied for the adjustment in June of 2025. We pretty much got the biometrics, I don't know, a few weeks after, and it's just been total silence. And I'm just getting worried. Like, should I be worried? And stuff like that, really. Hence why I thought I'd call in.
So I'm sorry I missed it at the beginning. Are you the immigrant or are you the U.S. citizen?
I am the immigrant. My husband is the US citizen.
And what country are you from?
I'm British national, but I was born in the Gambia.
Gambia.
West Africa.
And so do you have a passport from both countries?
Well, I'm more the UK one. I don't use the Gambian passport. It's expired for years now.
Okay. And so you've not had an interview, right?
I haven't had an interview, no.
And you haven't gotten your work card?
I do have my work card because that was what I came in with my company. It's a multinational corporation.
Yeah.
Just a bit of history on my husband. He is not born US citizen. He got it via marriage, and then he divorced and then remarried, sponsored somebody. Unfortunately, that divorce ended up in divorce as well. So I'm technically his third marriage. So I'm not sure if that's got something to play with it.
For sure, for sure. So you said, Blessed, that you're new to the show. So we have different phrases for this. So he has a pivot case. So a pivot case is when you're a foreign national, you marry a U.S. citizen, then you get married, or then you get your citizenship, then you turn and marry you pivot and turn to somebody else, marry them, and help them get an immigration benefit, right?
Well, I wouldn't say help, but it was a genuine marriage that ended up they actually have a child together. But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, when I say help, what I mean is, but for that marriage, the spouse wouldn't have gotten an immigration benefit.
Right. Yes, exactly.
I wasn't disparaging the quality of the marriage. That's just
Okay.
Okay. But then on top of that, we have a situation where somebody has already sponsored someone else, like our last caller, spouse, sponsored somebody, and that marriage ended, and now they're married to. So all three of your husband's marriages have involved somebody, him, his first spouse, his second spouse, and you applying for an immigration benefit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're going to be very suspicious of that, of case number 3. The what country is your husband from?
He's from Ghana.
Ghana. Okay. Okay. And do we know if wife number 2 is now a U.S. citizen?
I believe she is, yes.
Okay. I mean, your case might be on pause because of the pause. So Gambia is on the list of pause countries, whether they're treating you as a UK citizen or a Gambian for purposes of that. It's probably because of Gambia. But overall, this is a pretty tough case, because usually what happens, Blessed, in these situations is USCIS will say something like, yo, Blessed, we believe this current marriage between you and your spouse, but we're not so sure about your Ghana husband's first marriage to the U.S. citizen or his second marriage to the person that he gave green card to. So it's almost like 3 cases in one. So if I were you, what I would be doing, I mean, I'd be glad I have a work card based on the other status that you had before you came to the United States. But more so, I wouldn't be concerned so much about it taking so long. I'd be much more concerned with, what in the hell am I going to do when I show up at an interview and have to prove that all 3 of these marriages are real, which is actually what's going to happen. So if I were you, or if I were your attorney and you would come to me before you filed, I would say, look, Blessed, I want to get your case on file, but first I want to track down your husband's prior 2 cases and get as much information, because I don't know what's in those USCIS files, and I don't know how much scrutiny, a lot or a little, happened on either of those marriages. But I do know that as part of case number 3, they're going to be climbing all over all 3 marriages.
Right. So my company's attorney was the one who put the file, or who filed for the case, and she does know the history, but I don't think we were asked to prove the legitimacy of the first 2 marriages. So how do we do that?
You wouldn't do it with your original filing, right?
Okay.
So that's okay. But if this is not the kind of marriage-based case you want to have being handled by an employment type immigration attorney. You need someone who does a lot of family-based stuff.
Right.
And the way that you do it is, I mean, number one, you have the attorney, whatever attorney you hire, grill the shit out of your husband. Your husband's the star witness, right? USCIS is going to separate you at your interview, and they're going to grill the crap out of him, saying, look, bro, we know you're just in this immigration game. We know you got your green card through marriage. We know you gave a green card to person number 2, and now you're trying to give a green card to number 3. We think you're pulling a scam on us, and they're going to try to scare the shit out of him. So they're going to go over his whole history. So you need to do a FOIA for his prior 2 cases, get his whole immigration file and whatever he can get out of the second file. And then, but mostly what you need is somebody like my wife or somebody to just really beat the crap out of your husband to try to find out, how he's going to stand up to hard questions at USCIS.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. I've got a last question.
Go for it.
My sister's getting married in November, and if I don't hear back by then, I have asked the attorney to see if we can, I don't know what the technical term is, but to get it expedited based on the fact that I want to go attend my sister's wedding. And she said that that's fine, we can do that if I've got like a wedding invitation from my sister. Do you think I should take the risk or not?
So I hate to do this to you, but I have to buzz you because we don't answer that question on the show anymore, and I'll tell you why. Because
Right.
my belief is that anyone who's not a U.S. citizen should not leave the United States, especially if they have a pending green card case. So I think that would be extremely risky to leave the United. Now, are you on an L1?
No, I'm on an E2.
Yeah. So you've demonstrated immigrant intent. You filed for a green card. Have you applied for advanced parole?
Yes, all of that was submitted.
Has it been granted?
I don't think I've heard anything back about that.
Yeah. So it's probably on pause with everything else. So you're probably not going to have that in time, and they're not going to expedite. The idea that they expedite things because people are getting married, family members are getting married, that is not a basis for them. They won't expedite it for people when one of the spouses is dying of cancer.
Right.
Like, they're just terrible that way. They don't expedite jack squat. You can try to get a member of Congress, but I wouldn't want you leaving the United States as an immigration attorney. That would make me worried.
Okay. Thank you. Really appreciate this.
Yep. If you need any help, let us know. Sorry I was giving you a hard time about all that.
No, not at all. Not at all. I needed to hear the truth. So thank you.
You got it. Let us know if you need anything.
Will do. Absolutely.
All right. Yesterday we announced our WhatsApp channel. Julie was very happy. I think she woke up today with like 75 people signed up for it. So that's where we put a lot of our news. If you want to get on the WhatsApp channel, oh geez, it's a really long string site, but come on over to YouTube. You can get the link and click on that, and she can add you. You'll be added, I guess, automatically to our WhatsApp group. All right. Speaking of links, if you guys want to leave us a review, a 5-star review on Google, we would appreciate it. Reviewhackinglaw.com, reviewhackinglaw.com. Jeff the chef is here. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I've been your fan since 2021.
Nice.
And I love your work.
Thanks.
So I had a question, yeah. So my dad filed for me, to join him in the US under the family sponsorship.
Yeah.
But I happened to claim asylum in a different country. So my concern was, can I transfer my case to the country that I'm in right now? Because I just got an email from National Visa Center asking me to submit the paperwork and everything.
So the answer is you can try. They said that last summer, they said that from now on, every single person who's getting an immigrant visa has to go back to their home country and process there. That hasn't really been happening. People are still being able to schedule them outside their normal home country U.S. consulate. So you can ask and try to get the case pointed to where you're at. And then I think it's 50-50 whether they let you or whether they try to make you go back to your home country.
So what would happen, would there not be questions about if I claimed asylum in a different country and now I'm back to my home country trying to get the visa for the US, would there there not be questions about that, my asylum, whatever?
They might have questions about your asylum, but they're not going to hold it against you that you went back, I don't think, because you claimed for asylum in another country, not in the US.
Okay, so I'm allowed to go back to my home country and to attend the interview.
Well, I would say that it'd be best for you if that didn't happen. If you could do it in your home country, if obviously it makes it look like you had a weak asylum case if you're willing to go back for the interview. And so, I would try hard to get it to stay in the country that you're in or in an adjacent country, right? But I don't think I'm not saying that's better. I'm just saying I don't think it's fatal to your immigrant visa petition that you filed for asylum in another country and then went back to that country to go to the U.S. consulate and have your interview.
I don't know if you've had any, some of these cases, but
No.
I'm actually here in Canada, so so that's why I was asking that.
Yeah, no, I haven't had cases where, I mean, I've had cases where people had a pending asylum case, but I haven't had a case where people had a pending asylum case like in Canada or in Italy and then got asked to go back to Ethiopia or Eritrea or Libya to do their consulate processing. I haven't had that happen before.
So it's a 50-50% chance, of them saying they can transfer my case to the
I think so.
Canadian embassy.
I think initially it's a 50-50 chance. And then if they try to send you back to your other one, then I think you make the push. And then I think you have like a 25% chance.
Okay.
Yeah, and medium rare is right. So I have a friend. You should look her up. Her name's Evelyn Aka, Ackah. You should
Mhm.
talk to her about what the consequences are to your Canadian asylum case if you leave if you leave Canada.
ACKAH.
Yeah, I'll put the she was on the show a little while back. I will I'll put her, if you look her up, she's in Calgary
In Canada. Okay.
in Canada. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, so we'll be doing shows this week. Oh, this is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States at our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. We'll be doing shows this week and most of next week. I'll be out of town in Kansas City the back half of next week. And then after that, I will be in Salzburg and Vienna, Austria, then London for a few days, then Amsterdam and Holland for a few days. So if anyone has any suggestions, the Anne Frank Museum is already sold out for all of May, so we won't be able to see the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam. But if anyone has suggestions on things that my son Ibrahim and I should do in either Salzburg, Vienna, or London, we're not going to have a lot of time. We're going to see Shakespeare. And then Amsterdam. Any suggestions would be great. I will not be skiing. I might be singing. Yes, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Naba, hello.
Hello, how are you? Good
Great. How
morning.
are you doing? Good
Or
morning.
good afternoon, sorry. Maybe it's morning for you.
It's all good.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm just had a quick question. Okay, so my aunt has she got her I-130 approved June 17th of 2024. But the lawyer did not put the I-485 with that form. So she's contacted the lawyer. The lawyer says he did not want to do the I-485 or 485 with the I-130 because my aunt has a deportation status. So it's been almost 2 years, and I don't know what else to help my cousin to tell them what to do next. I'm not sure how to go about it because, again, her I-130 was approved June 17th of 2024, and she's still waiting for the lawyer to gets the deportation status off so she can file for her I-485. She's already paid a lawyer for the I-485, but nothing has moved, nothing has happened since then.
Okay. So,
No, this is stressing you out.
no, it's not. No, it's my
Okay.
allergies. Sorry. No,
Okay, sorry. No, I'm sorry. Okay.
pollen is terrible here right now in St. Louis. I'm sorry. No, this isn't
No, no,
just.
you're fine. You're fine. No worries.
Um,
Same here. So I got you. I understand.
so, mom, what country's mom from? Or the mom from?
My auntie's from Ghana,
Okay, Auntie came to the United States when?
1990. Yeah.
Okay, and did she have a visa and overstayed?
Yeah, I think she came in with I think she came in with like a name and then they gave her something else. Like I guess she came in with a different name and then she was held for like a couple weeks and then they posted her out or whatever and they gave her they gave her like a visa stamp with her actual name and everything and they just told her go see a lawyer, but they're giving her like some time to get everything situated. So yeah, she came here in a different name and they held her for a couple weeks in whatever immigration prison or whatever and then
So that'll be like a problem. Okay. And
okay.
then at some point after that she got ordered deported, is that right?
So yeah, so she was going to court, and there were I guess the lawyer she had was helping her, and then something happened with that said lawyer. He ended up, I guess they took his license away for some fraud, something. So they sent him back to his home country. So she missed that court date that she was supposed to go to. So after she missed that court date, then that deportation status was put onto her name.
And do you know roughly what year that would have happened?
I want to say, what did she say? Like 1994, 1995, something like that.
Okay. And then,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so then presumably sometime around 2000 or so, she had a kid who's now a U.S. citizen, and then sponsored mom in 2022, 2023, and on June 17th, the USCIS in 2024 approved the I-130.
Yeah, so her kids were born, what, 92? So her child that was my cousin that was born in 92 is the one who filed for her.
Okay,
But
perfect. Yep.
she's confused like what to go about because the lawyer that she has now has prolonged it and keeps saying he can't do anything until the deportation status comes off before he can do the I-485. So yes, her child filed for her. The I-130 got approved June 17 of 2024, and she's been waiting ever since.
Okay, do you know if auntie and cousin had an interview on the I-130, or did it get approved without an interview?
They got approved without an interview, and then they told I think my aunt had went to go do the biometrics. Yes, the biometrics to make sure she wasn't like a criminal anywhere in the United States or in the state that she lives in, and all that fingerprinting and everything. So she did all that without an interview.
So there's this thing that happens sometimes when people get ordered deported. It's called withholding of removal. It's sort of like asylum, but
Uh-huh.
you actually have to be in court when that happens. But it sounds like auntie got ordered deported because she didn't show up, right?
Yes, exactly. Because at least from the conversations we had, is like she was fine, everything, and then she had those court dates she went to, and then whatever happened to that lawyer she had at that time in the
Mhm.
90s, and he got pushed off or sent out or sent back to his country, and she missed that court date.
Yeah.
Then her status changed to, okay, since you missed this court date, you're being deported. You're going to be put on deportation
Okay.
status.
I mean, that's a double-edged sword, because if he's a criminal asylum lawyer, if he's a lawyer who's breaking the law, he might have filed something BS for her, and that would be its own set of problems. But that's okay. We can deal with that. So, the lawyer that filed the I-130, is that the lawyer who also wants to file the 485?
Yes, she's already paid him.
It's the same lawyer.
It's the same lawyer, and I keep telling her I think she needs to change because nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. And I
So,
don't know.
do you know what immigration court ordered her deported?
No, I think this time I think she was in Jersey that time. So it had to be Jersey courts.
Has anybody obtained her old files from USCIS or INS and the immigration courts?
I think her daughter has or her lawyer has. I haven't seen everything. I'm interested in law, so I
No, you're doing
just
great.
offered my
No,
services and then I
you're awesome.
found you.
You're helping out your aunt a lot. No, you're doing a great job. So, here's my question, especially for someone who's interested in law. So, if the lawyer knew that she has a deportation order, and if the lawyer knew that he couldn't do anything on the 45 until the I-130 was approved, and the lawyer knew that nothing has happened since the I-130 was approved in June of 2024, that lawyer is the one who's supposed to try to deal with the deportation order. So has no one has gone back to the court, and why isn't the lawyer doing that?
So from what the last conversation we had was the lawyer was stating to my aunt that um he's waiting for a judge to pick up the deportation file or her file to remove this, that something like that. It was like the her lawyer or attorney was telling her that he is waiting for a judge to pick up her file so he can remove the deportation. So
Like,
after that happens, he'll be able to do the I-485. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not.
but that's the question: is has the lawyer filed something with the court?
I don't think he has. I don't think he has.
Okay, so
And
then
then there's a constant communication with him and his I guess, what do you call it, assistant is always saying, we'll get back to you, we'll get back to you. Nothing has happened. No judge has picked up your claim yet. He's still waiting. He hasn't heard anything. And it's been going on for almost 2 years now.
Okay. Well, I can help the auntie get some answers as to what's going on. I mean, to me, there's a huge difference between there's been a motion to reopen and set aside the deportation order and to terminate proceedings versus that'd be one route. That one thing that might have happened. The other thing that might have happened is the lawyer's just sitting around not doing anything. So, but I can help your cousin and your aunt document requests to the attorney to get their whole file so that we can all take a look at it and talk about what in the hell's going on.
Yeah, so I asked that to get the files on my aunt, but he's again prolonging to do that because I wanted them to switch to a different lawyer.
Here's the $1 million question, sweetheart. Did you ask by phone or in writing?
Okay. I think my cousin asked in writing after I told her, hey, request that. So I asked by phone, but I think my cousin asked in writing in an email.
Yeah, so you just got to keep turning up the heat. So
okay,
if that's true, if cousin wrote to them a month ago and they still don't have anything, hey, yo, I wrote to you a month ago. I need an answer by Friday at 5 p.m. If I don't get an answer by Friday by 5 p.m., I'm going to come down there and get my file, and I'm probably going to report your ass to the bar. I mean, you don't want to go from 0 to 100 right away, but you keep turning up the heat a little bit. But more importantly, you document everything. That's how you do it.
Does WhatsApp, like communication or text messages, account as that as well as like written documentation that
let me ask you this. If you're a paralegal or a busy lawyer, what are you going to take more seriously? A WhatsApp note that might not fully what this lawyer needs to understand is that auntie has spoken to another attorney who knows how to properly ask for a file. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think you could do it. You could pull it off. But the thing is, WhatsApp messages are better than phone calls, but just slightly.
Yeah, understood.
Okay.
So the email, that paper trail is much better. Okay,
and now start emailing every day. Yo, let me know by 5 o'clock today or tomorrow. Give them a little time, but start turning up that heat. Okay.
Yeah, understood. Yeah. So do you think there will be an issue with, okay, so you got your I-130 approved?
That's the easy part. That's the easy part. Yeah. I mean, she's got a deportation order. They could come get her tomorrow and put her on a plane. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in theory, if the lawyer didn't file anything between June of 2024 and January 20th, 2025, when Donald Trump took office, he really screwed her over because he might have gotten it all taken care of before he came.
Yeah. Understood. Okay. Are we able to sue that law, like get him sued or something? I don't know.
That's stage 2, sister. Right now, we don't know, and you got to get the key right now is document and get the file.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh, lots of good suggestions from Laura and others. Thank you, everybody. Those all sound great places. I'll talk to Ibrahim and see what interests him. Let's go to FTA. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Jem. How are you?
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right. So my husband came into the U.S. in 2022 under F1 status. He completed his master's and he got OPT.
Yep.
EAD through OPT.
Yep.
And so during that time, this was like 2024 to 2025. During that time, he worked with his EAD through a STEM employer. Like his role was a STEM role.
Sure.
However, he had a concurrent role, like a second job around that time, and that was not under STEM, right? And he also did like Uber and stuff. So we put in the I-130 last year in November, and This is a F2A case, by the way. So we're trying to complete the 485 application. And there is a question on there, question 12 and question 13, that we're confused about how to answer those two questions. Question 12 is, have you ever worked without authorization? And question 13 is, have you ever violated the terms of your immigration status?
I got you. So, how did you get your green card?
Through marriage?
A prior marriage?
Yes.
And tell me about the dates of that marriage and your green card.
Dates, we divorced in 2019. That divorce was final in 2019. We were married for a very long time. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but it was a VAWA case, and I got my green card in 2024, February of 2024.
So you got your green card technically through VAWA or through the 485, the I-130. Sorry.
Through VAWA.
Okay. All right. And then so you won't be able to get your citizenship until 2029.
No, I'm eligible 2027, February 2027.
Oh, right, VAWA. Yep. Okay. So 3 years. Okay. So when does your husband's STEM run out?
It ran out September.
It's out. The STEM is out.
Yeah. Yes. He ran out September 2025, and then he went back on F1 just to maintain status, and he's still active.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was hoping. Has he been married before?
He has been married before. That divorce ended it was before we married. I don't remember the dates off the top of my head, but yeah, he was married before. We are Nigerian. We are Nigerians. He was married before in Nigeria and divorced in Nigeria.
Okay. Has the I-130 been approved?
No, the I-130 is still pending. We didn't apply it concurrently because I believe we're not able to because of F2A, sorry. We are applying, we want to put in the 485 application now because it's current. The dates of filing is current. So we're looking to put the 485 application in.
Right. So the person he was married to before was in Nigeria.
Yes, and the person is still in Nigeria.
And your husband wasn't present when the divorce was entered into?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so there's a huge problem with Nigerian divorces.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, so he filed in Nigeria, but he also did it in America. So he does have a U.S.
divorce. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's good. Okay, so
so the issue we're having is he had authorization when he was working, but he had one. So you understand that.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm seeing bigger issues than you've raised that I'm thinking through right now. So
okay.
One is that there's a general rule that if you get your green card through marriage, if you want to petition for a new spouse, then and you're still a green card holder, you haven't gotten your citizenship yet, that they can make that hard. There's like a 5-year look back, and you basically have to prove over the old marriage, right?
Okay.
I don't think that's what I was just checking. I don't think that that's true for people who and ultimately got their green card through VAWA, not through the marriage. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I still have all the evidence and everything for that.
Well, and they should too. But the bigger issue is, I believe they're going to be highly suspicious of a marriage that occurred. When did you get married?
When did we got married December? We got married in 2024.
So the same year you got divorced.
No. I got divorced in
I'm
2019.
sorry, the same year you got your green card.
Yes. It was February. I got my green card February 2024. We got married in December.
Mm-hmm. And so you can apply for your citizenship in February of 2027, and you can actually apply 3 months early. So
November. I can apply in November, but I'm eligible in February.
Yep. I don't think we should file the 485 until you're a citizen. If your husband can hold on an F1 status until then, because he's not eligible to adjust having worked without authorization, because that would not be forgiven if he's only married to a green card holder, but it would be forgiven if he's married to a U.S. citizen. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you're saying that even though he had work authorization, that question 12 would need to be a yes.
Both 12 and 13. Those are violations of his OPT EAD for sure.
Huh. Can we? Is it possible to argue that he had authorization and he held a STEM role at the time?
That's a loser. Nope. It's yeah, that authorized him to do the job that was the STEM job, but it doesn't forgive. It doesn't cover the work that he did when he was hustling for Uber or whoever else he was doing.
Okay. Would this same question apply if this was a EB2 case?
Same problems.
What'd you say?
Same problems.
So both questions would need to be yes, and he would have to list every single one of the Uber, Lyft.
Yeah, for sure. That's the question, and we actually have another problem too. So, VAWA people can only apply under the 3-year rule if they lived with their spouse for 3 years.
We did. We have, yeah. We were together for a while. We have a child together who is 17, so it was a long.
Okay, so I think that the trick then is let's focus. Let the I-130 sit out there. That's just fine. Is he working on a degree? Is he doing something meaningful with his current F1?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Working on another master's.
Good. Yeah. So if you file the 485 now, he can't adjust because he's married to a green card holder.
Okay, so if we file, I'm just thinking through something.
You're fine.
If we file now to just get in line, right? And they ask for an interview prior to prior to me becoming a citizen, could we request for continuous?
Why would you do that?
To hold off on the interview.
Why file the 45? What I think they would do is they would schedule you for an interview as fast as they could, so they screw you over. And I don't think they would just say, "Oh yeah, we can pause it." They don't do that.
Okay. So
I don't know why you want to do that. If he has valid F1 status and he's working towards a degree, it's just so much better and cleaner for everything for you to get your citizenship and then for him to apply as the spouse of a U.S. citizen.
Yeah. And then even with that application, both would need to be the question on the application, regardless of status, would need to be yes.
Because that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. Yeah. He violated the terms of his visa and he worked without authorization. Those are both yes.
We were under the impression that working without authorization is that you don't have any work authorization at all, period. That was what we thought with that question.
Okay, so two things on that. Number one, I'll say this harshly, but I don't mean it harshly, okay?
Mhm.
Nobody cares what your impression was, and certainly USCIS doesn't care what your impression was. That the ignorance of the law is no defense, is the other way that people phrase it, right? And number two, the work authorization is only for work in the STEM field. It's not a blanket work author. If he got work authorization through marriage to you, he can work wherever. But he had a limited work authorization only in the STEM field.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your answer. Really appreciate it.
Good luck. And whenever you guys move ahead with the green card, you better get a lawyer.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You got it. I'm glad you asked the question. Some people just go ahead and file. Oh, hey, I forgot one other thing I wanted to mention. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
When was the first time that he worked in a job that he wasn't supposed to?
During the STEM OPT.
Okay, so roughly when was that?
January. Yeah, January of 2025.
Okay.
So
So what we want to make sure is if there's any application that he has filed since January of 2025, is if it's to extend his F1 to get a new I-20. I doubt that there was, but if there's anything else that he has filed for, we want to make sure that if that question was asked, he said yes there too. Does that make sense?
what application?
I don't know. I don't think it doesn't sound like he has any because the I-130.
I mean, like F1? Because I know I'm sorry. I know he requested a renewal for EAD.
Yeah, but the renewal of the EAD.
Yeah.
Yes, that would actually be the one that I'm talking about. So if there's any form that he has submitted to USCIS since working without authorization, we want to go back and check those answers, because if he didn't answer yes on a renewal, if it was asked, a lot of times a work authorization wouldn't ask, but if he's been asked since January of 2025, if he ever worked without authorization and he said no, then we have a whole different problem.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Could the case be better if it was an EB? We're just looking at our options.
No, it's the same thing. The only people that get forgiven for working without authorization or violating the terms of their visa are the spouses, children, and parents of U.S. citizens. So whether you go the employment route or whether you go the spouse of a green card holder route, he has the same fundamental problem, which is people who work without authorization and are not married to a U.S. citizen are inadmissible and would need a waiver to be able to adjust their status in the United States.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Amr. Hello, Amr.
Hi, James. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry for the loss and condolences to your family.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. I have two questions basically. I have a I-751 pending right now.
Great.
So I will just give you a background. So I came over into the United States in 2018 on H-1B. I'm from India.
2018?
2018, yeah.
Okay.
So, and I got married to a US citizen on December 2022.
Okay.
And I'm always been in status, and even though I'm still having an H-1B visa till 2026 December, but I'm on a green card. So I got my green card in 2024 April, filed in 23 April. So without an interview. Okay. So my question is, I'm expecting that my case has been filed by a lawyer, and we're expecting that we will get an interview for I-751 sooner than later. I-751 is filed on February.
Yeah.
This year, 2026, and I already done my biometrics over there. So just it's still pending. So but my question is basically, so my marriage with my wife is an arranged marriage. So we are from India. Our families knows each other, and we our families basically made us contact to each other, and in July 2022, and we got married in December 2022. So it was like 6 months period, and we've been talking to each other and all those things. Since it's an Indian culture, you know that. So we don't date like the normally all people date. So we have been talking for 6 months, and then we got married in a planned marriage, and we have our families. Uh, my father was trying to come from to attend the wedding, but he didn't get the visa at that time, and all of her family was there at the time, and one of my friend attended my wedding. So we have all the proofs and everything. So my question is, how would this thing, if something comes up that's an arranged marriage, what's sufficient proofs, and what would be my strategy to let them know and make them understand this is an arranged marriage? And we have a kid as well, just to let you know. We have a daughter, 1 year old, and everything is normal. But my question is always comes in my mind, if something comes up, how would I let them know that this is arrangement? How would I make some other person understand that?
So you're asking me, Jim, if we get a 751 interview and they go all the way back to why we got married so quickly, how am I going to explain it?
Yeah, I would say 6 months is enough for us at least. And yeah, but how would how would I let them know that this is arranged? Because our families known each other from India. My wife is a naturalized citizen. She came with her whole family in 2015 to USA.
So yeah,
So
I think 75% of this, you're past all that, right? So most likely you're past all that. You've been I would assume that having gotten married in December of 2022, which was 3.5 years ago, that you have tons of valid marriage
yeah,
evidence now, including the birth of a child, right?
yeah.
So are you telling me that you sort of like feel in your heart that there's some like defect in a level of proof from our from the original marriage, and that's what you're worried about?
Not in the original marriage, basically. So some I always been listening to your channel, and people ask about they dating to each other. So is this something very required? People need to date before marriage?
No,
That's
I
whole
think
the
you're
point.
fine. No, they understand that this is a way some people get together and get married, and 6 months for that is probably on the longer side for an arranged marriage. They're gonna. What I'm trying to say is they're gonna spend much more time if you get an interview focused on what's happened since you got your green card in April of 2024. How much evidence do you have since then?
Yeah.
They're not gonna spend much time if you're both sitting there in front of them and everything looks cool and they got plenty of evidence. They're not going to go back to redo all that.
Okay. Yeah, we have plenty of evidence. We have all the joint bank statements, joint tax returns, loan, basically cars on joint titles, health insurance, everything, which is a standard. Everything we have with us, and we already filed with our lawyer.
I would say
And
I'm sorry that you're worried about this, but I don't think you need to worry about this. I think you're fine.
okay, great. Another small question related to that. So I got my I-751 extension letter, and I have read somewhere that my green card is going to expire in 20th of February, a couple of days now. So I always keep my green card in my wallet whenever I go outside of my home, since these are all new things and going up, people they can check you anywhere.
Sure.
So how can I carry the original letter with? Do I need to carry the original extension letter with me, because it's impractical to carry a paper which can be damaged if you put it into a wallet all the time? So
Yeah, I think I
are
would
you
scan it. I would scan it, have it on my phone. I would make a copy and put my copy in the wallet.
okay? The copy in the wallet, and I always have digital copy in my phone, but I don't need to carry the original. That's the question.
No, you're fine.
Okay, yeah, that's the whole question I have right now.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Amr.
Thank you very much.
Bye, buddy. It seems like our friend Ms. Laura, Nurse Laura, Doctor, doesn't like cruises. I had a great time on our cruise, but I will tell you as a story. So when Amani and I first got married, right after our wedding, she went with her friend. She had some time off before she started her job, and she went on a cruise from Greece to Turkey. So they did like, what's that place? Santorini and a couple other places in Greece. And then she took a boat to Turkey. And I said to her before she left, because this was, I hate to say it, before cell phones, haha, 1999, I said, hey, If anything weird happens while you're gone, please make sure to call me and let me know that you're all right. So while they were en route from Greece to Turkey, this would have been September, late August, early September of 1999, there was a huge earthquake in Turkey. And so I had one number to call, and I swear to God, I called, and it was I reached the boat, but the person only spoke Greek, so I couldn't I couldn't ask her any questions or anything. Um, yeah, some people had cell phones, but I don't think you could call internationally. I guess I had a cell phone then. I got my first cell phone from my first job, so yeah, I probably did have a cell phone. But anyway, um, I called and the guy only spoke Greek, so I wasn't able to talk to Amani. And then she she arrives in Istanbul after the earthquake, and the people on the cruise ship didn't tell anybody that there'd been an earthquake because they wanted everybody to get off the boat, and they were worried that they wouldn't. So Amani said that there were people sleeping out in mattresses in the streets because they were worried that the buildings were going to fall down on them. So that was Amani's little cruise story. Luckily, when we went on our cruise last year, it was very laid back. All right. AOS, hello.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. My case is a family petition. So I will explain the timeline. So my father was on a green card. In 2016, he had filed my case, and it was approved in 2019 for consular processing. I was in India,
As
and
as the unmarried son of a green card holder?
yes, yes.
Yep. Okay.
And I moved to US in 2021 October for my studies. So during that time, I had adjusted my status.
Yep.
I filed for I-485, and it was approved. I did my biometrics here, and I got my EAD. And then my EAD was expired later. I had renewed it also. It was valid till 2030. So around May 2025, uh, my I-130 was revoked or denied. That's what my lawyer had told, and he tried to fix it with NBC and USCIS, but there was no response from them.
Why was
And
it revoked?
so he said that there was no action taken on it um, in the NBC, but I was
Oh,
actively pursuing.
you already had your green card.
No, I didn't had. I filed for I-485,
Okay.
the adjustment in US, but initially the case was in India for the consular processing, right?
Yep.
Okay, so they had revoked it for 1 year of no action.
Okay.
So my lawyer thought that because I'm adjusting status here, I don't need to do any action with NBC. So NBC have revoked my 130 then. And then when I went for my I-485 interview in November 2025, it went well. There was no question on I-130, but later I got a message that my green card application is denied because my I-130 is not valid anymore, or it was denied before.
Revoked.
Yeah.
Okay. So when did Dad file the I-130?
In 2016, October.
And when did you come to the United States?
So he filed in September, November, somewhere in 2016. I came around October 2021.
And what kind of a visa did you have?
I had a student visa, M1 visa.
Okay. And when did you file the 485?
I filed around after coming like 9 months after that, 9 or 10 months after that.
So in 2022?
Yes.
And have you maintained your M1 status throughout, or did you just ride the green card application?
So the course was like for 1 year. So after I filed and then I was not on a student status, my visa is for 5 years, but I was not on a student status after that, but my adjustment was already done during that time. So I was
So
in impression.
that's what I'm saying. So you filed the 45 while you were still in status,
Yes.
and then after that, your status expired.
Of student, yes.
Yep. And you've had no other non-immigrant status since your M1 expired, right?
Right.
And did you get a degree with your M1 or no?
So it was a flight training course, a pilot course. So it wasn't a degree, so it was like a vocational studies. So
I
yeah.
guess what I'm saying is, did you finish the purpose of your visa? Did you fulfill whatever it was you were supposed to be doing on your M1?
Uh, Not completely because there was some flight crash and they didn't continue my training after that. So no, I couldn't finish everything, but I was still planning to do that. Yeah,
But you never did.
I didn't.
Okay. And so, as you mentioned, when the I-130 was originally filed, you were overseas, so it was being treated as consular processing, right?
Correct.
And then you took that. When did the I-130 get approved by USCIS?
It was in 2019.
And were you aware that it was approved in 2019?
Yes.
Here's a question. When you applied for your M1 visa,
Mhm.
did you tell them that your dad had applied for a immigrant visa for you?
Yes, yes.
You sure?
Yeah, I have mentioned everything. I also told them in the interview. They knew that my dad is here.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's good. Okay. After the I-130 was approved in 2019 and until 2022, how did you monitor your I-130?
Um, I didn't monitor anything like I was just I think that lawyer was handling the case, so I would just check the like if there is any updates on the NVC bulletin. That's what I would do. Yeah.
Well, I guess when did the I-130 get revoked?
It was in May 2025.
Okay, so as we sit here now, between 2019, when USCIS approved the I-130, and May of 2025, when the I-130 was revoked, what evidence do we have that you or your dad or your attorney maintained contact with the National Visa Center?
Um, with the visa center, I mean, I didn't had any contact, so my attorney was handling, but we had a whole contact with USCIS during this time.
Well, why would you have contact with USCIS after 2019 if your I-130 had already been approved?
So when in 2022, when I-485 was approved, so my lawyer advised us that because now I'm filing here, so the case should be automatically moved here. So we were actively pursuing the I-485. So that's why we didn't had a contact.
Did anybody notify the
Mhm.
National Visa Center that you were adjusting your status?
Uh, I didn't, but I I didn't know the process. So, but when the case was like we got the denial, my attorney tried to fix it with contacting NVC, USCIS many times, but there was no response and he couldn't fix it. So that's what happened.
So did you ask the lawyer if he'd maintained any kind of contact between 2019 or 2022 and May of 2025?
No, I didn't ask that question. So no, not with NVC, no.
And are you in removal proceedings right now?
So after that, we filed for motion to reopen, and that has been pending for last 3 months.
Okay, what's your question for me?
So I want to know what are the chances now that my I-130 was revoked, but I was actively pursuing 485. So do I see a future, or accordingly I can plan my future? Like, will the
Where,
pending?
where do you live?
I live in Florida.
Um, Does your lawyer feel bad at all? Like they did anything wrong?
Um, yeah, he said that he's taking care of it now. Like he won't be charging me
Yeah.
more, but
No shit. No shit. That's the least. That's the least of our concerns. That he definitely shouldn't be charging you. I mean, I don't know if he made a mistake or not.
yeah, because I think the mistake was not to contact NBC and like assuming that the case is automatically moved to USCIS. That was his impression. And even in the interview, there was no mention of a canceled I-130. So we thought that's not affecting the case because we are already doing the interview here. And then during this 2022 and 2025, I had 2 times renewed my EAD. Like one time, I got 2 EADs and I got advanced parole. I had my license and everything was actively going on. But I just don't understand what went wrong and now what should we do? Since we filed I-1 motion to reopen, but I don't know if that is effective without I-130. That's my main concern. Like I-130 was canceled, but there was like an automatic 1 year revoke with for no action. But I was actively pursuing that here. What are the chances of positive outcome now? Yeah.
I think I think the motion to reopen is probably a dead letter, right? I think what you need is to have somebody look at the case to see what the lawyer did. I think you might want to sue USCIS for the denial
Mhm.
before they put you in removal, because if they put you in removal, I think you're in trouble.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
That sucks. Let's go to Brio. Hello, Brio.
Hello, Jim.
How are you?
I'm doing all right, thank you. How about you?
Okay, good. Thanks.
Well, it's my first time talking in the show.
Welcome.
And yeah, thank you. And what do I need? It's guidance, and maybe I have intention to hire a lawyer to represent me. And
Good.
I'm gonna try to explain everything from A to Z.
Perfect.
And I'm an immigrant. I'm from Haiti, and I came to the border to USA in January 2020. And in November, okay, when I came in January 2020, I came with my ex-partner with a child, and the child were born in Chile. And I met my partner, my ex-partner in Chile. We came together, and in November 2020, we hired a lawyer, and we applied for asylum, and we did biometric, and until now we have our EAD. But in September 2020, we have our second children. In October 2022, we have our third children.
Uh-huh.
And after we had a very difficult time in New York, because when we came, it was in New York. We have a difficult time in New York, and we moved to Indiana. And what happened in December 2024, and my ex-partner, I don't understand her, understanding all, she started treating me bad, understand? And I went to a post police just to report everything, and they give me a domestic threat because she told me she has friends, she gonna make kill me, a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And after they give me the report, after 2 days, I came to the house, understand, keep living with her. And last year in November 2025, I received domestic violence, and I called 911. They came, and when they got there, and she left, understand, and they give me a report. But every year we always have a master hearing, but they always cancel it. But this year the master hearing, it was for April 1st, 2026. And when I called the lawyer that I hired since November 2020, when I explained her and the lawyer the situation, and the lawyer said, because we no longer with her, but I have a restraining order with my ex-partner. And what the lawyer did, he filed a motion that meant to be separated,
Mm-hmm.
and they did receive it. But for the master hearing, he called me. He says, your ex-partner is my client as well, and there's a conflict of interest, and
Right.
I can't represent you. You have to file. Okay, and that day I'm gonna give you the details how to log in on that day for the master hearing. And when I call them to give me the detail, they don't give me the detail. They ask me money to represent me. After I send them the money, and 2 hours after, they say they cancel my master hearing. But they say, okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna give you the detail, but you have a release. You have a release or belief that means you're gonna have a green card, but I cannot help you. You have to find someone to help you, or a lawyer. And that's why I say I don't know what to do. Let me call. And when I call court, after they cancel my court say I have to file a motion to withdraw counselor, because the
To,
high the yeah
to what?
to file a motion to withdraw a counselor, because the lawyer already told
Oh,
me he's not gonna represent me.
yeah, you need a new lawyer.
Yeah, I need a new lawyer. This is what he said. But I said, Billy, do you have to do that, because your case you will have the green card, and I don't know what to do. I said, let me call so that you can help me.
Were you and your, you keep saying partner, were you and your partner ever married or no?
No, we were engaged.
And whose asylum case was, I get, well, how could you guys, if you weren't married, how could you be on the same asylum case?
I don't know, because when we filed the asylum case in November 2020, they put only one asylum case. It was under my name. I was the head file.
And but you weren't married.
No,
And do you know, as we sit here right now, has your case been severed from your partner's case?
and I don't know.
Okay. When is your next court date?
It says when I check on the website, it says pending. Pending. They don't give me anything.
Okay. When was your last court date?
Last court date, it was April 1st, 2026. When I say last, that means every year, 2021, they gave it to 2 days before they canceled. 2022, 2023, 2024. It's something every year, something like that. And this year, they cancel it. And I don't know. But the lawyer say, I can't represent you because your ex-partner is my client too, but I can't go with you in details, but you should file a new lawyer. You have a release or green card. Go ahead, and this is what only thing I can say.
And do you feel like you have a strong asylum case or no?
Well, I had my asylum case, and I already shared with the new lawyer, but now he said because I have domestic threat and domestic violence, I should be good.
I don't know about that. So wait, you already have a new lawyer?
No, not yet.
Okay. Well, Huli can reach out to you. We can see. Do you have a copy of your asylum case?
And the story,
Yeah. Do you have a copy of what you filed, the whole asylum application?
I don't think they file any story for us. They just file the application for us
Okay.
in
All right.
2020.
Well, we will follow up with you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Brio.
Thank you so much. That means you say you will follow up me.
We'll follow up. Yep. Huli will reach out. We'll track you down. Okay. Thanks, Brio.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
buddy. See ya. Yep. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. Rafi makes a good point. He might have to prove that he couldn't get asylum in Chile either. I don't know. Sounds like a tough case to me. We'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, 12:30 p.m. Central, episode 1035. We'll see you then. Hope you guys all have a good night. Yeah, complicated cases today. We only got through 9, but I like those better. I like the longer ones anyway. We'll be back tomorrow at 12:30 Central. Have a good night, everybody. I got to go to immigration in the morning, so I'll be back in time for our show, inshallah. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, and thanks for supporting the show. We'll see you later. Thanks, Huli. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.